Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2019 Stage Racer, episode number 58. We're on to the Tour of Oman. It's Stage 2. Stage 1 was a sprint stage. And again, team steps up to the plate. This time it was Nizzolo who won stage number 1. His lead-out man, Matteo Trentin, who is ever so slightly slower in the sprint, led him out with such effectiveness that Trentin managed to get third himself on the stage, though he's classified as fourth at the moment, considering the sprint bonuses. Whoever from the breakaway managed to get stage 2. It is another sprint stage, but there is a Category 3 climb just before the end, and the finish itself looks to be on a slight uphill, meaning we're definitely not looking at full group sprint. Easy stage, though. Definitely an easy stage. I will not lose any time, but I've got to ensure that that is actually the case. So I'll go ahead and skip to that final climb, where we should be able to cruise in with, or maybe our riders. 15k to go, and we approach two things that I'm actually interested in. One, there's a sprint point up ahead. Now, it might be contested by sprinters. If it is, then nothing doing on that one. Trentin there's a bunch of guys coming to the front, so never mind. I'd like the 3 seconds here, but sprinters want it. They'll have to take it. And you can see, yes, no chance there, but we do have a KOM coming up, and I would like to see myself go over first and pick up the points at the top. I actually did manage to get a few points earlier on that are helping to set us up. Let's go a little wide through there. 4.5k to the top now. 4k to the top. Massey attacking. Turgis putting the pressure on. 3k to go. 2.5. Gonna go gradually at first, and then we're gonna speed things up. 1.4. Okay, let's sprint, because there's actually a tiny chance to go on and get the stage from here. 24 seconds clear of the field. 28 seconds clear. We get the points at the top and are just 4 kilometers from the finish line. We're going to use our gel and continue to push at the bottom. We are just 2 points shy of the jersey now after going through that. And now we are approaching the finish line and 30 seconds clear. I think we're going to get it. Coming up on the finish. Here we go. 1k to go. 1k to go. Come on now. 39 seconds there for a moment. Another little uphill. This is going to help us. And it is not a sprint finish. It is a solo victory for myself. There it is. I've done that before. Bardet takes second, Bernal third. No sprinters. Dens, Venturini, Fulsang, Zakarin, Turgis, Yermakov, Franco. No sprinters anywhere near. Trentin, first sprinter I've... Nizzolo right behind him. Definitely not sprinters for the win today as well. I'm certainly no sprinter, am I? That's going to move us into the race lead. 45k to go. We're about to hit a climb. There are 4 riders left off the front, and they have just 11 seconds, and now get pulled back with 2.5k to go. This is a good opportunity for me to move to the front and pick up some KOM points. The man who was in the break, or one of the riders in the break, was actually one of those contestants. And Trentin, could you leave me alone, please? Thank you. 600 meters, 500 meters, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and we go over the top first. And we actually break off the front just in that time. Decathlon hangs on to it. He won 1 climb. I win 1 climb. So he keeps the gap of 2. Meanwhile, I need to slow down and let the peloton catch me. I'm actually out to a 20-second lead now. A shrinking peloton comes back at me slightly. They've pulled back 10 seconds now. And the peloton, meanwhile, has shrunk to 74 riders as they bring me back in. Now 78 riders. Big uphill section. Woo! Turgis nearly takes me out. By the way, that last stage that I won, I took a crash earlier in the stage, but that was amongst a large group of riders who went down over a heavy rain period. During that heavy rainfall, there was probably a good 40 riders that went down over 4 to 5 different crashes. Mine involved about 16, and we all made it back into the field without a problem. But a crash at this point would be pretty tough to recover from with a split field and the pace up late in the stage. Relative calm for the next little bit. Downhill section, I would imagine those riders will have a chance to come back at us. We seem to be on a cruise pace for now. 18K to go to the finish line, and the peloton very tight to the front of the field. And it does come back together, now 96 riders. Slight uphill there, and now it's going to be flat towards the finish. 11K to go, and apparently I am the favorite to win this climb. And you can see it's a pretty steep final climb, but with 9K to go right now, we're looking at maybe 4 kilometers, 3.5. Is all that you'll get out of that climb. I suppose a 90 will probably be a good starting point. And I've got Trentin and Turgis. Let's go ahead and grab... Oh, Turgis, not looking good. We'll grab Trentin first, and then we'll follow Turgis, and then Turgis. Go ahead and push to the front. 7.5K to go. 77's fine for now. I'll get a little lead out from Trentin, who is a little bit punchy, so that'll help. 6K to go. Just about time to use the gel, but because of the uphill finish, we'll save it. 5K banner. We're into the last 5 kilometers. Nearly onto the climb. You can see where it begins to ramp up, that right-hander. And here we go. Turgis, give a little acceleration. Smith has come up to work at the front, as has Nizzolo. This is actually kind of convenient. Smith looking pretty good and pretty punchy. How about Nizzolo? Not as much, but a little fresher. Let's get you behind Smith and Nizzolo first. And Nizzolo, go for it. He's second overall, though. You know what? Why don't you just follow me? We'll let Smith take it. You are punchy, so we're going to go with a 95 because it's only 2.7 kilometers. So Smith pushing the tempo, setting up Trentin and myself. 2K to go. Go a little harder. Easier section there anyway. 97. And now Trentin. 1.2K to go. The pace seems much too high for many riders. Really good setup from him. 700 meters. And there we go. You guys are sprinting, and I'm still coming. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Bernal, Bardet, I think I might have it. I think Bernal's there on my left. I got it. I got it. Whew. Yes. And again, fantastic work from the team. Oh, I love it. Oh, it's so nice having a team that is, you know, puts the Team into team. Not the ISUCK into team, which I don't know where those letters fit, but the CCC team. Ah! I love it. I love it. Those days are behind me now. And this team is not the team I was expecting, you know? The Yates brothers are gone and Chavez gone. You know, so many climbers left at the end of the season, and I had no other options. I had to come here as a result with all those guys gone. Excuse me, so sorry. Oh, this cough is nasty. This cold is nasty. It's the worst one I've had in a while. Anyway, I know in the end, right, the team can only do so much and you have to get the job done yourself. But when you have to get the job done yourself from the get-go because you don't have the team support, it is so much harder to get a result. But here we are, another victory.
We've selected the following highlights for you.
We've been near perfect this season so far. It's not going to stay that way. But man, oh man, are we on the fast track to shattering last season. Nozzolo's still second overall. So I put him on follow, and so far it's really paying off. Trentin, great lead out there. What a workhorse. Still sixth overall. And I lead every classification at this point in time. That is pretty amazing. We pick up 24 more points, and I'm already closing in on yet another level. Holy cow, the next level comes with attributes. That's pretty exciting.
Halfway to the finish line, the team leaders should be coming more and more to the fore.
Halfway point of my favorite stage of this race. Not a huge fan of the changes to it this year as they've revamped it as opposed to how it used to be, but still, and I know you've heard me say that before. I'm very fond of this stage. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to it. First climb coming up. Here we go. I mean, it looks a lot more beautiful than it used to, but the road's wider. It's easier to manage. It's further away from the finish. It all plays out to being less about the climbs and more about a sprint at the end. Just not as fun for a rider like myself. But we do need to get forward here and make sure we don't get caught out, and meanwhile go in the wrong direction. So let's get ourselves back towards the front. Got Massey for support right now as we move our way up the field. Breakaway, 6 riders. One key thing about the breakaway is Degent. This is Aime Degent, who is at the front. He is borrowing the KOM jersey from me. You can see there now, he did not win the climb, and he has not won the climb even once today. So he went backwards quite often through the climbs, the previous 2 climbs, and this third one. He lost all 3 of them. So that's good news for me, as he is not taking away that jersey right now. As we go over the first time, we're going to go down, around, and come on back the other way. You see that far side of the road, the left-hand side of the road. We'll be going up that direction through the next part. And here is where we're going to be looping back. And we head back the way we came. You can see there's plenty of riders off the back. Peloton's at 92 just the first time through the climb. There's now just 5 riders left off the front, as Degent was the only one left behind. And there's absolutely a chance to get something out of this. Also a chance to really thin the field this time, because I could go into recovery. So we have 2.5K to go to the top, and I am going to put a little bit of work in here. thin this field out further. Make sure I don't use up everything that I've got, but I definitely want to work my way up the field. I don't think I'm going to get close enough to get points on this one yet. Looks like there's still going to be 3 riders out front. It's a full minute to go to close that down to get even just third. But the main point is I'm just thinning the field out. Now it's just 40 riders. Oh, I am going to catch one of them. I'm off the front at the moment. Keep pushing. I'll recover on the descent. I'm going to go third over the top. So it's worth some points. There you go. 24 now. Decathlon has 18. Mayetta has 16. That's the guy who I think just went over first. And Vliegen is the one that I just caught. No, it's Mayetta I just caught. Vliegen off the front this time. And you can see how much I've recovered already. And now we have a peloton of 15 riders. That's why I pushed the tempo. Some of the riders will come back. I would imagine those 7 definitely will. The 14 maybe. But the more I thin the field out, the more it costs other riders time later on. We still have 38 kilometers to go, so let's go ahead and grab some water right now as the peloton does grow up to 36. Let's hope that that's as far as that's going to go. There's enough riders now to pick up the tempo. But again, I could go over the top, do some damage, this time claiming max points, or at least second over the top, but it looks like we're close enough that I could get max points this time, and thin the field a little bit further, and ensure that we will definitely have 36 or fewer. But with 3K... Oh, it's not a KOM this time? Oh, bite me. I'll take 3 seconds at the top, though. So let's wait a little bit. 41 riders. This group's still growing. Let's go ahead and put in a little acceleration. Boom, off the front. And then we're going to cover this gap. And now we just ride. It's going to thin the field out as they try to come back at me. 15 seconds. Whoa, going too hard there. 19 seconds, 21 seconds. Let's go get 3 seconds here. And then thin the group out who comes back at me. Still on the flat, so we're not in the clear yet. 21 seconds gap. Just 4 riders giving chase now, and then 14, now just 8 as we go over the top. I will not go and win the stage like this. Not with a 22-second gap. So I do need to sit up, recover a little bit, and not even think about acrobatic descent or anything like that. I do need to recover. There we go. This time we turn left and go the other way around the town, and we're going to come in the opposite direction to it. I'm still trying to let these guys come back at me because, like I said, there's no way that we're going to get there first. Now we have a front group of 5 with Bernal, Fulsong, Rodriguez, and Van Barl. This group, if it were to work together, could go on and win it, but no. Immediately the next group is back, and still no cooperation, though Van Barl looks to be pulling at the front a little bit. Dens. Okay, so this increases our chances. Just 13 riders, just 4 that are nearby, maybe 2 more after that. It's hard for those guys to catch us as they are small in number. So we could have just a 13-member group here at the end. Nope, there's the next group. Trentin is here. Yes, little support. Trentin to the front. Trentin, I want you to push and transcend yourself. Come on, it's 15K. Let's do it. Oh, he's not lasting very long. Too hard, too hard. Sorry, Trentin, but couldn't let everybody back in, right? Okay, you're just going to go 99. Give it whatever you've got. It's still enough that he's opened up a little bit of a gap here and not letting others. 17 to the end. Here's what the profile is. There's a couple little uphill punchy parts before now in the finish. You can see one little climb here as we finish our escape from town. You kind of having your little dunes off the coastline here, and then you come over that and a little more uphill as you come back into town. 17 riders. This little uphill section I don't think is enough to do anything. I would imagine a lot of guys are recovering right now. 8 kilometers. Let's see what happens if we give a little acceleration right here. Just a little. Does it drop anyone? No. No, it does not. It opened up another 15 seconds over the riders behind us, though. Okay, 5K to go. Gel. Trentin back to the front. Nobody else picking up the pace. 4.5K to go. No lead out from Trentin, so I'm probably not going to win this stage here. Here we go. Starting to see some accelerations. Trentin dropping back. 2.5K. 2K. Here comes the little uphill. We're over the top. We're in a good position. 1K to go. Still a little early. Now we go. It's technical to the end. It's Bernal. No, he's gaining time. Bardet, Kudo, Fulsang, Franco, Aaron Burrow. We take 11th on the stage, so we just miss a top 10. Trentin is dropped. There you go. He comes across 17th, so he was the slowest of the 17. No surprise there, but it did help us keep everyone else at bay and open up those time gaps behind us. That does limit the riders at the front. There was only about 13, 14, 15 there at the end. I know a couple guys were dropped besides Trentin. I'm certain that Calusi was dropped. I don't know if Ivan Sosa was. That would be big if he was dropped. Kepa Franco doesn't matter much, but if Van Barl was dropped, that's another good advantage for us. There's a little gap there. I don't know if they'll give it. No, same time to Sosa. Calusi dropped. He was the one who dropped a little bit of time. And then it was Trentin who came in later. But look how far back it pushed everybody else. So minute 54 to the next group as they ultimately came together. That does shake things up. So we have the race lead. Bernal pulls a little time with his 10-second bonus. We did gain a 3-second bonus on the stage, though, so we only lost 7 to him when we went over the sprint point at the top first. Which means on the stage, right, Bernal, Bardet, and Kudo gain time. So Bardet moves a little further into a better position in third, as he gains 6 seconds as well. So I lose 3 to Bardet. I lose 7 to Bernal as they take a 1-2. Kudo also gained at 4 seconds. Van Barl on same time. He had already had a couple seconds earlier. Rodriguez has a second. And then 38. But now we're down to just 13 riders in contact. So just 13 riders left in contact with this one, and we're not in a great position, but we're definitely not in a bad position. Actually, you gotta say we're in a good position, right? The best position. We're leading. It's just not ideal. We're not quite there. We're second in the points now. Still good on KOM. Still third in the team classification. They wanted me to win the stage. That was a sprint stage. You do remember that, right? That was classified as a sprint stage. Not a punchy stage. Not a mountain stage. That was classified as a sprint stage. I don't know why the team thought I should win. I love that stage. But I'm not winning that stage again anytime soon. Okay, we've got a final climb here. 6.5 kilometers. Max gradient's 14%. Average is nearly 10. Big steep uphill section early. Flattens out a little bit. And then fairly consistently to the end. with an uphill gradient, a good uphill gradient, probably 10-11% towards the end there. Looking at zeros for the day. No bonus for outstanding performance in the GC? No? Not today, huh? Stage 5 of 6. What is stage 6 got in order for us? It's a sprint. Is it actually a sprint? Because that last one... There you go. Oh, never mind. It is classified as hills. My bad. No wonder they thought I should win. Alright, well, stage 5 all comes down to the climb at the end, so that's where we'll pick it up.
Some riders were not giving it their all and sharing the pace.
Approaching the end, I've been slowly trying to bring the team forward by assigning them the relay task, as I can't do anything otherwise. And we're actually approaching now the climb a little sooner than I was hoping we would, really, at this point. This was not it right here, but we're still getting close. I've got guys that still are continuing to shuffle backwards despite the effort, but luckily the team is comfortable. Breakaway does have a little bit of a lead, and that is slightly worrying. So here's the deal. Normally this backfires horribly. At least this year, playing on hard, with the team support that I've had, or lack thereof. So far, I've been really impressed by this team through 3 races. I've won the first 2 races already, and I'm in a good position on this one, and this stage will be the decisive one. With or without the team, I have a chance to win this stage and win this race. I'm going to see what the team can do. I'm going to give them a chance. It's risky, but this is not CCC that I complained about constantly. These guys do okay, and a lot of them have decent hills ratings. None of them are great pure climbers, though. So I'm trying to see. Smith is a 69. There you go. Otten is pretty dang good. So we'll get Otten and Massey out in front here. And then from there it was Smith, right? Yes. And then Trentine. We have Turgis. And yes, Nizzolo, the one who's been going backward. We'll line up behind Turgis first. And Nizzolo needs to come forward much sooner here. Come on, Nizzolo. I can't go any further to the right-hand side of the road, even though there's tons of space there. Oh, now there's space to the side. Really? Oh, Bardet with a puncture! Right before the climb. Oh, his race is ruined. Oh my goodness. One of the favorites takes a puncture right before the climb. Now, this took a bit too long for him to get forward because Turgis is also going backwards. You need to just go high effort now, Nizzolo. Come on. Especially before Bardet comes back. Alright, coming up on the base of the climb. He does some red bar damage to pretty much the whole team because he's a sprinter. And we were still on the flat there, so we need to let this go a little bit longer before I have Turgis take over. It'll allow the red bar to come back slightly for these guys. Alright, so 5K to go. And we are at, what point? 6.4. So we're just over 1. Yeah, it's about to get a lot steeper. Red bar is coming back, making a comeback for these guys. But Nizzolo is now done. A little too strong on his part, but that's okay. Now Turgis.
It's in such percentages that the strongest can create some gaps.
So this thins the field. This takes a lot of people out. This keeps me right near the front where I want to be and does little damage to me while it does significantly more to everybody else. Massey has lost contact. He is just too slow in terms of sprint speed. So these guys, let's get back on board here. Oh man, you know what? We need to reset. Massey, this is all messed up. I hate when it does that. Okay, so we have Otten. We have Massey, but Massey is struggling. Let's see if Massey can get back on the back end. And then we'll go Smith and Trentin. And then Turgis. Now, Turgis, we're going to slow it down to an 85. Allow things to get reset. Otten, cover the ground. Whoa. By the way, breakaway still. Really? Look at that. Again. Why? I hate how it does that. When it does that, when you get a little gap in your own team, everything just goes haywire. Smith was following Trentin, and then he quits following Trentin. Why? I don't know. And now it's allowing everyone else to come back. Now you can see Fuglsang having a go. Alright, Turgis is done. Here comes Bernal. We're going to have to push harder now with Trentin. Fuglsang doesn't worry me too much. Not saying none at all, but not too much. Okay, he's going to sit in his seat. Do I really need to go now? By the way, the peloton's already down to 18 riders, and it's 2.8 kilometers. Can you go harder for a little bit? There we go, Otten closing the gap. Smith now has just a little bit of acceleration left for him. Go ahead and give it. Where's your acceleration, Smith? Come on now. Smith has the energy, but he's not accelerating, and we get swallowed by the field all of a sudden as we're catching the breakaway, which we all know how that one tends to go. Bernal now has a big old gap. And I'm going to have to do this alone. 1.7k. We're already close to the end. Go ahead and use your gel. Go 91. 1.3k. $900 but I'm coming back at all these guys. There's Bernal, Gonsalves, Barbin. There's Fuglsang. I've caught Fuglsang. 400 meters. Bernal's going to take the stage, and there's no catching him at this point.
He dug deep inside himself to earn this victory.
Oh, Hennequin. Okay, Hennequin takes first. Bernal takes second. I do get a solid third place result, but that might have dropped me down to second overall. Bernal might have had this win. Now, I can't say the team let me down. That was the game. That was game mechanics. The way it just kept blowing up the team and I kept having to reset it, we lost a lot of ground. And then, let's see, what was that? Smith, right? Smith had energy. He had yellow bar. He had red bar. I put him on attack, and he didn't attack. So, he was on increased effort, but he didn't increase effort. And he wasn't using up his yellow or red bar. He didn't have much, but he didn't use any. So, the game let me down, and then I had to chase, and I think I just lost this race. I'm going to have second place overall because the game couldn't handle the situation initially where the team had one bike length between the first three riders and the next three riders for a moment. And then it just kept glitching after that the rest of the way until I finally went off on my own. But by then, I was 45 seconds behind him. I closed it back down to 14 at the end, but 14 seconds is 14 seconds. Plus, he's going to get 2 more seconds for finishing second while I finish third. So, I lose... Oh, I don't lose the lead! Oh, I have it by 2 seconds. Wow. 2-second gap over Bernal. Bardet is 50 seconds down. Hulsong 51. Rodriguez now 5th. Franco, Saccharin, Sosa, and Campo Franco. With Kudos, the final rider in the top 10. Dang, I recovered just enough to retain the jersey, though Bernal now gets the points classification. I keep the KOM and the under 25s by 2 seconds again over Bernal. Which, how old is he now in game? 25. Last year in the under 25s for him. I'm still just 22nd. Poor evaluation for taking third on the stage. However, it was a breakaway rider who won, so I technically was second to the top of the climb, but it's still third is third. But we get first. Apparently second in the points is not even worthy of any type of note. We get 15 points for that one. 1 stage to go. It's a sprint stage. I've got to be wary of him trying to take some seconds here or there. He's not going to sprint his way to a top 3, though, on a pure sprint stage. Final 11K of the race. Race officials heading off to the finish line, which actually they just passed, but whatever. We loop around one more time. 10K to go. There's still 5 riders in the break. Unfortunately for me, among those 5 is... let's see. Aimé de Ghent. I think that's how it's pronounced. Aimé de Ghent. He had no challengers in the breakaway today, so he claimed both climbs, getting 12 points. 12 points equals 30. He took the jersey off my back. Also, he's got a chance at winning the stage. And actually, it looks like that is going to be exactly the case. They are still 2 minutes ahead. And we have 6K to go, and nobody is really putting in any significant effort to pull them back. At the finish, what kind of points are we talking about? Top 5. It's going to be really hard to get 9 points now, as the pure sprinters, my teammates, namely, are going to be really difficult to beat. I don't have, well, I do have control of Trentin with 4K to go. So what happens if we try to break away? Are they going to let me go? It worked. I'm off the front. Let's see if I can open a little gap over the field. 2K to go. Kent wins the stage, so he's going to pick up some bonuses there as well. 1K to go now. Coming up on the finish. It's very technical to the end. I still got 9 seconds. I end up taking... here's the finish. 6th place. With the few second gap, so that took care of the overall jersey. Can I at least get the points classification? There's a chance. I think that's more than 9 points. 9 points was the gap from me to Bernal. Bernal takes 15th. 9 positions higher should be about the difference that equals a good 9 points, right? I might at least have lost 1 jersey today, but gained the other one back. I may have a time gap at the end, probably not. I would think the first 5 have a time gap. I would think everybody else would get the same time as myself, as we were all in a group together, heading into the final couple kilometers. That's how that should work.
Now for the best moments of the day.
There you go, there's De Ghent. Yes, everybody gets same time. I expected that. And no time bonus, but I do get points. 10 points. Bernal gets 1 point. Oh, man. Let's go back to this first. There it is. We do win the overall by a whopping 2 seconds. Yes, 2 seconds. Oh, and we end up 3 points short. Where did Bernal get points? He didn't claim any points. He got 1 point on the stage. I got 10 points. I was 9 points behind. Okay. I checked it. I was 9 points behind. But somehow I'm still 3 points behind him. I missed something somewhere, somehow. And I lose that jersey as well. I do keep the under 25s. I do keep the overall. And we get 4th as a team. Big difference from where we were with the previous one. I still get 2nd and 2nd. It's still worth something. We get 72 points of progression overall. Now we're just 25, exactly 25 away from level 25. And that brings the Tour of Oman to an end. Next up we have, it looks like we're heading to the north of France, Normandy region, Haute Ver Martin. Or I'm guessing that is. It might not be. Stage 1, yeah, it's a little punchy. Stage 2, not much to it. Stage 3, definitely a little climb to the end. However, it's a lower profile race that I'm not terribly interested in, so I will quick sim. I might end up with some points out of that, though, but probably not a victory if I quick sim it, which is the intention. But there you go. Still leading the World Tour rankings. And still leading Super Prestige and adding more points with yet another victory. 828 now on the season. And we add victories 7, 8, 9 with 2 stages and the overall. We are more than double anybody else in the field. My teammate Jakobsen now has 2 wins of his own. Also Nizzolo, and in another separate race, Jay Hindley picks up his first win of the year. So, as a team, there is already 4 victories besides the 9 that I have. We are 2nd in the World Tour rankings as a team. We are 1st in the Super Prestige, and we are dominating in victories. That's the difference that I did not have last year. This team's not great. They are not built for supporting me, especially for the Grand Tours. But at least in the other races, they are strong enough to support us in the right places at the right times, especially the more punchy ones. This first part of the season, the late part of the season, maybe some of the classics. Grand Tours, though, will be tough, but they won't be as bad as last year, I don't think. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Be sure to hit that like button for our 3rd straight GC win to open the season, and a couple stage victories to go with it. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.